So I just opened up my phone, looking through stock tweets, laying in bed, actually just relaxing. Markets closed at 6 o'clock, and I was kind of just going over some of the stuff that went down today, seeing what might have some movement for tomorrow, what to look for, which stocks that were on the watch list that went up, and what stocks I played, what stocks I didn't play, all that kind of stuff. Just kind of recapping, thinking about tomorrow, and what I can do better tomorrow. Well, obviously I talked about how I was shorting PIRS for getting those little 10 cent, 20 cent drops or whatever, making a little bit of money. And then I looked at this stock, FNBC. Well, I can say, oh yeah, FNBC, I called that this morning. That was the one to trade. That would have been the best one. Well, so here, 9:16, it was on my watch list this morning, and I basically never looked at it again after I put it on there. So that might have been a huge fail. Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe I would have ended up losing on it. Who knows? But in general, it's pretty crazy to see this. So up. It was at 11 cents this morning pre-market. Really had no volume. Wasn't moving. So it wasn't that big of a deal. But you can see here on the chart, it went to the moon. It was up 200% at one point. It went from 11 cents here, 12 cents. It was on the watch list this morning at 9 o'clock. It was at 11 cents there. Basically, didn't have any volume. Wasn't really moving. And there we go. So starting out open, nothing really happens. It kind of just gets stuck there at the 12 cents for a while. Kind of zoom in here, show you this, guys. So there, had that resistance there at 12 cents, comes down to 11 cents, doesn't really do much. And then starts to move. Moves up to 13 cents. So still, not that big of a deal. Comes down, gets stuck at 13 cents. Gets stuck, comes up here, breaks through that 13 cent resistance. Volume fills in, volume picks up right there. It jumps up to 16 cents. Okay. All right, now it's moving. Well, from there, from 16, pulls back to 14, and then basically just went higher and higher and higher, all the way up to 26 cents. So basically right there already was up 100%. So I don't know what happened. I saw a couple people actually talking about this in the chat room. I didn't even look at it. Actually, I think I might have looked at it one time, and I was like, oh, it's just a penny stock. It's just jumping around. Well, look at this now. So from 26 cents, it comes back down to that 19 cents area. Gets, bounce around there, and then from there, moves up to 35 cents. So pretty insane move there. I mean, that candle right there only had 500,000 shares traded, so not a ton of volume on this. I think that was one of the reasons I probably didn't trade it. But just to see the possibilities are out there, even in a slow market like this, everybody's talking about how there's no opportunity to be made, no profit. This is obviously an example of a missed opportunity. This was on my watch list this morning. I put this out on stock tweets, Twitter, Facebook, all that fun stuff. Everybody saw this. Somebody made a lot of money today on FNBC. Just that move alone from 11 cents up to 25 cents. I mean, that's a 100% runner. Not sure I would have bought at 11 cents and held it to 25 cents. That would have been a beautiful payday. Even, getting in here at 19 cents and then riding it back up to 35 cents would have been pretty amazing. Everyone talks about how it's bad to trade penny stocks, talk about how it's dangerous. Well, something like this, you look at it and you're like, wow, there's not any big cap stocks that went up 200% today. There was no opportunity in the larger market to get in on any stock. I mean, you could have bought Tesla. Tesla crashed down. It only went up, 2% after the ER, but this stock literally went up 200%. So you could have bought this stock at 11 cents. If you were just some, normal penny stock investor, you could have bought this at 11 cents and you could have easily sold it above 30 cents by the end of the day, it's a pretty amazing return. Sure, this could have went the other way. It could have went from 11 cents down to, 10 cents, 9 cents, 8 cents, went to zero if it really wanted to, but pretty amazing here to see this stock jumping up that big. FNBC just going to the moon there. And that's, that's one of the things with these penny stocks is just every day these things just jump up at kind of off the radar from a lot of people. A lot of people don't see it jumping up. And it's pretty amazing opportunity here. I mean, even getting in here at 35 and shorting it down to 22 would have been an amazing return there at the end of day. This easily could go back to 11 cents tomorrow, but looking at it from the daily perspective, this really was an amazing move. FNBC, you can never count these small caps out. When they start moving, they just want to go. And something like this, just ran up huge here. Somebody out there that's watching this video had to have traded this at some point. If you did, leave a comment below. But, like I said, even in the worst of markets, these small caps still will surprise you. They'll run up 200, 300%. And that's exactly what happened here on FNBC. Something that I need to think about, something I need to work on, not being so glued into one thing. PIRS was moving around today. I ended up shorting it up and down, and and it really wasn't that much of a move there. I was getting, 10, 20 cents at best. Something like this, I mean, even if I would have bought it here at 18 cents and sold it at 24 cents, it would have been an amazing move there. It's painful. It's painful to sit here and look at this. Now it's also the idea that hindsight's always 20/20. It's easy to sit here and say, oh, I could have bought this at 20 cents and sold it at 35 cents. But knowing me, I probably would have bought it here at 26 cents, seeing this big move, and then having to sell for a loss at 19 cents. So who knows? Maybe tomorrow Fnbc runs up a little bit higher. We'll keep an eye on it. I'm definitely going to have my eye on it for an opportunity. Maybe shorting it. Who knows? We'll see. If this thing wants to start crashing down, it'll probably crash pretty fast. You can see jumping from 35 cents down to 22 cents there. Big crash. So big opportunity there to short. Yes, people ask questions, can you short penny stocks? You can short penny stocks. There are brokers out there that will allow you to short these kind of stocks. So you just got to have the right broker. And yeah. Oh, painful. 200% runner, missed out on it. Did not get one trade, didn't keep an eye on it. Was too worried about getting those 10-cent drops on PIRS.